Hello, good morning students, and welcome back to once again another video of magnetic effects of electric current. In the previous video we studied about the generation of the electricity and the electromagnetic induction, but one of the points is still remaining, and then we move on to the next topic, that is electric generator. So we studied how a coil, when moves around a magnetic field, or when the magnetic field is moved around a coil, it shows the deflection in the galvanometer, and we can detect the potential difference and the current flowing through the coil when the magnetic field is moved. Similarly, we have another setup. We have taken a conducting rod and then we have wrapped a coil around it, coil 1 and coil 2. In coil 1 we have connected galvanometer, which has a needle in the center, okay, and on the other hand we have the actual coil, that is our electromagnet, and we have a cell and a switch that is connected to it. We have a cell and a switch connected to it. Now as soon as I switch on this, the current starts flowing through it, and it behaves a little bit like an electromagnet. And because of this, when this behaves like a magnet, the field lines start moving from one end of this coil. And as soon as they come in contact with this coil, there is a deflection in the needle like this. But because this coil is not moving, as soon as I switch on, it shows the deflection and then comes back to its original position. So because this coil is not moving, the other coil shows the deflection for a short amount of time and then comes back to its original position, because our main coil, which is actually behaving like a magnet, is not moving, and electromagnetic induction only takes place when the magnetic field is moving or when the coil is moving around the magnetic field. Okay, either of these, either the magnetic field moves around the coil or the coil moves around the magnetic field. So in both the cases, what happens is this coil is stationary. As soon as I turn it on, this needle of the galvanometer shows the deflection a little bit and then comes back to its original position. Okay. Now as soon as I switch it off, the field lines goes away and the needle shows the deflection on the other side when it is switched off. So after showing the deflection on the other side, once again it comes back to its original position. So the potential difference is generated in the second coil only two times. Once when the switch is on for this magnetic field, so it shows the deflection this time, comes back to its original position. When it is switched off, then it shows on the other side and comes back to its original position. Now imagine if I switch it on and off again and again. So if I switch this coil on and off, then the deflection will be like this. So the current is sometimes produced from this side and sometimes it is produced on the other side. Okay. This is alternating current. Like I said in the previous video, we will talk more about alternating current. It's because when the current switches direction, it is called alternating current. You know what we have studied in the electricity chapter, that if this is a conducting rod and this is a cell connected to it, then the current flows in one particular direction. Okay, current flows in one particular direction. If I switch this battery, then only it will flow in the other direction, otherwise it will not. So the current which does not change its direction is called direct current. It flows in one continuous direction. It flows in one continuous direction. However, in this case, if you notice that when it is switched on, the current flows from this side, and when it is switched off, it flows from this side. So in both the cases, the current's direction is changing. So first it is this side and then it is on the other end. So this is what an alternating current means. That is, the current which changes its direction continuously is known as alternating current. Now we move on to the important point, that is the electric generator. It is not that complicated. It is simple. Its construction is similar to the electric motor that we studied, but that electric motor was DC motor, and what we are talking about here is AC current generator. Okay, that means it is going to change the direction. What we have over here is nothing but an armature which can be attached to something so that it can be rotated easily. Okay. If you remember, in electric motor, when the current was provided, then the coil moved. Okay, in this case we have to move the coil, so the current is generated. That is why I am not having the battery over here, we have galvanometer. And the other change is that in the electric motor we had split rings like this, and this is how it was connected with the coil, if you remember, and the brushes were connected like this. Now that is not the case anymore. What we have over here is the coil is connected to slip rings A and B. These are slip rings, not split rings. These are slip rings. Slip rings A and B. Those were split rings because they were splitted. This is the difference between the two. And to detect whether the current is generated or not, we have a galvanometer over here. Understood, everyone? Moving on, what we have now, the magnetic field is from north to south. Okay, and for that we take a book for example purpose. Let's say I have a book over here, right? And this coil is connected to slip rings A and the other one with B. What happens is, I am having the north pole over here, south pole over here, and I am trying to move this magnet, okay, this coil, and I am generating electricity. So if I provide the movement, if the coil moves in the magnetic field, then the current is generated by the electromagnetic induction. Okay, so I am moving this coil this way. So let me get it on this side so that we can use the Faraday's right hand rule. Magnetic field north to south like this, and my thumb is in the upper direction because I am moving this way. So as you can see, when I am moving this way, so this part of the coil, the current is generated in this direction. So what happens is, the current starts moving in this direction, like this. So let's say the galvanometer shows the needle, it is in stationary position like this, now it goes to this position. It is moving on the other side. So the galvanometer is showing the deflection this way because the current is flowing in this direction. Okay, now what happens is, as soon as this part goes over here, when it goes like this, as soon as this part goes over here, you can see that this part is going downwards. So now when magnetic field is in this direction, but the movement is this way. As you can see, the movement is this, that means the current is going in this direction, just over here. I hope it is clear to you, students. But what happens to this part? When this part is coming this way, it goes in this direction, and therefore the current's direction switches, because the part which was providing current in this way, now it is providing current in the other direction. I hope it is clear to you, students. Because this is a little bit complicated, you can imagine this on your own. Take a book and try to do it yourself so that the direction of the current is understandable to you. Take the coil using the Fleming's right hand rule. The movement is in the upward direction, current goes this way, like this, and when it goes this way, then you can see the current is moving in this direction. It comes to this point. Now, the other part which was over here, let's say this is P, Q, R, and S. So the current was moving from S to P, and for this Q to R, it was moving in this direction. When this QR part is coming this way, so that R is over here and Q is over here, and P goes to this direction and Q goes to this direction after half of the turn. Now the sides are switched. So what happens is, when we go to this point, now P and Q is that side. So P and Q, once again current goes in that direction, and therefore the direction of the current changes, because that is why we have slip rings over here, and the galvanometer will show the deflection on the other direction after half the turn. So what happens is, when the full rotation is completed, after half of the rotation, the current's direction is in this side. On the other half, it is in the other side. So the current, the needle in the galvanometer will show the deflection once like this, the other like this. So in one rotation, we have two types of deflection, and that is why this is AC generator and not DC generator. Now this is quite simple. If you need a DC generator, you don't need to do anything. The electric motor, which is connected with the batteries, can be connected with a galvanometer, and when you move the electric motor, it will behave like a generator. We will talk about this. Once the spool opens, we'll understand what it looks like. We'll have a small motor and try to understand this. Okay, so don't worry about it. However, I hope it is clear to you students, not that difficult. Similar to electric motor that we studied previously, this is generator, just connected a galvanometer and slip rings, and the direction of current changes. That's it. Okay, we'll talk more about this in the next video. Have a nice day.